The universe is awesome, the world is amazing, and living in it is an unbelievable honor. Words can't do it justice. It is also incredibly complex and intricate. For many of us, it is simply impossible to imagine there's not an underlying reason for our existence. Our relative insignificance is paradoxically contrasted by our cosmic awareness and seeming dominance or importance over our environment. At the same time, life is fragile and dangerous. There's a terrifying capacity for pain and suffering and cruelty, at times indiscriminate and other times unjustly targeted. The worst of these horrors is what humanity does to itself, unprompted and without reason, other than for ideologies or pure ego. And after centuries of these patterns of violence and irrational hatred of each other, forced conversions of faith, accusations of heresy, mass breakouts of paranoia and destruction, as universal knowledge of our shared history spread over the world, is it any wonder that through the chaos, voices began calling out for unity, peace, and love above all else? That is the promise of Omnism, defined as the recognition and respect of all religions. An omnist doesn't necessarily belong to a specific group or congregation. A person who describes themselves as spiritual but not religious is probably an omnist, whether or not they are even aware of the term. A member of a specific religion who strongly supports religious freedom, such as a Christian who dutifully upholds the Constitution of the United States, is also an omnist. In fact, the United States and secularism can be viewed as omnist. But omnist religions do exist, most relatively young compared to other religions, usually separating from them or growing out of them as some form of syncretism. One of the earliest, most well-known, and largest is the Unitarian Universalists. They officially began in 1961 when two earlier radically liberal Christian groups known as the Universalists of 1793 and the Unitarians of 1825 joined. They trace their legacy back centuries to religious pioneers in England, Poland, and Transylvania. When describing themselves, they say things like, and I'm quoting, "You can bring your whole self. We do not have to check our personal background and beliefs at the door. Our beliefs are diverse and inclusive. Unitarian Universalists believe in more than one thing. We think for ourselves and reflect together. The principles are not dogma or doctrine, but rather a guide." They follow 7 principles, which are the inherent worth and dignity of every person, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth, a free and responsible search for truth and meaning, the right of conscience, and the use of the democratic process within congregations and in society at large, the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all, and finally, respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. In addition to the 7 principles, they recognize 6 sources of living tradition and are associated around the UUA bylaws, which were affirmed democratically and are available for download on their website. No less than 3 omnist religions emerged in the East. Cao Dai was established when 4 officials in Saigon in the 1920s contacted an apparition who revealed itself to be the Supreme Being AAA, also called Cao Dai, and identified the all-seeing eye as its official symbol. They recognize all religions as having the same divine origin and want to unite all of humanity to promote peace and a common vision. I noticed on their website the picture slideshow isn't working, but I recommend looking closely at the 12th picture. Not only does the pizza look delicious, but notice the young man in the hoodie second from the left. And if you're a representative of the Cao Dai faith and watching this, no, I am not the all-seeing eye, and you're welcome, and you need to fix your website. That's caodai.org, caodai.org. In Japan, Konkokyo worships Tenchi Ken no Kami, and everything is profoundly interrelated with each other, while Tenrikyo worships Tenryo no Mikoto, who is our parent and revealed we are all brothers and sisters. Konkokyo began about 1859. They practiced toritsugi, a type of meditation done in a temple with a minister who is able to talk directly with a spirit who talks to God. Tenrikyo began in 1838 and says our minds are ours, but our bodies are borrowed from God the Parent, who wants to save all humans and promotes living the joyous life. Ofuda Saki 11147 tells us, through saving others, you will be saved. An omnist religion grew out of Islam as well, known as Baha'i in mid-19th century Iran. They believe humanity must unite under a vision of the future, which includes that God has sent us divine educators in the past, such as Abraham, Krishna, Zoroaster, Moses, Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad, and that Baha'u'lláh, the founder of their religion, is the latest of these messengers. His message is that all religions are successive chapters of one religion from the same source. The Bab was Baha'u'llah's herald. His message from God was to prepare humanity for a second messenger from God, greater than himself, who would usher in an age of peace and justice. The Bab also had a herald. The message of being the messenger was messaged to him as well. He was ultimately imprisoned and executed for heresy and gaining a large following. He even converted the guards and governor of his prison district, forcing the crown prince to move him. Today, he's enshrined on Mount Carmel with a golden dome, marble walls, granite pillars, and manicured gardens. After the Bab's execution, many people claimed to be the greater messenger, but Baha'u'lláh converted the largest following. He was also imprisoned, then tortured and exiled. There are at least 15 different sects of the Baha'i faith. Despite good intentions, peace, unity, and justice is yet to be achieved.